Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video where it's Saturday and we take a look at something sharp. Today, that something sharp is this Ringwraith everyday carry fixed blade / tactical knife from the folks at Yellow Rose Forge. And if you're familiar with Yellow Rose Forge or you're not, it is a company that is run by father and son, Billy Salyers and his son Jojo. Both of them have been featured on Forged in Fire, and Billy won a Forged in Fire. I don't know if his son did or not. I'm not really up to date on that, but these are very, very well-made knives in North Carolina, and they started literally, built their own forge and started their company kind of like ground up, so I think that's pretty cool. And I encourage you to go to yellowroseforge.com and check them out. And we're gonna check this one out in just a minute, but first, real quickly, as usual, today's words of wisdom from the Bible, Ephesians 6, verse 13 in the NIV. Therefore, put on the full armor of God so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And after you have done everything, to stand. It's really one of my favorite verses. And a big thank you to my friends at XS Sights. They make the fastest sights in any light and the only sights that I trust my life to on any pistol that I carry. I've got them right now on this Glock 19 that is on my hip. I was an XS Sights paying customer for literally years before they reached out and asked about becoming a channel sponsor. And since I trust my life to them, I said, sure. XS Sights are made in the USA. They're absolutely, again, the fastest sights in any lights. And if you use the code SOP15, you'll probably be glad you did. So thanks to XS Sights for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get down to the old stump top, get to doing some of that knife stuff. You want to? Alrighty, so here is the Ringwraith knife from Yellow Rose Forge, part of their Tactical Believer line. Let's talk about the specs of this thing real quick. The overall length is 7.5 inches, or if you're still stuck in that old metric system, it's 191 millimeters. The blade style is a very slight drop point. The blade length is 3 5/8 inches, or about 92 millimeters, and the blade thickness is about an 1/8 inch, or 3 millimeters. The grind is kind of a saber grind with a secondary bevel down there. The steel is 1095 high carbon steel with black Cerakote finish on all the steel. Black micarta handles with a black Kydex sheath, matching gold cell hardware, and my favorite, an ulti clip made in the USA, and the MSRP on this is $225. So this is kind of like a semi-custom knife from some really, really good folks. It has a little bit of jimping all the way from here to here, but it's kind of jimping I like because it works. It gives you, it really does keep your hand from sliding up there, finger from sliding up there, but it doesn't hurt your hand. Little bit of enough of a finger guard there where if you're gripping this thing, you're not going to slide up on it like so. And then there's a little bit of jimping back here, because if you want to do the reverse grip, you can do that. It's got the ring here. I'm not into that knife fighting stuff with the rings, but it just makes it really easy to get it out, especially if you're carrying it reverse grip and you need this for some sort of defensive use. You can just pull it right out and you got it right there in your hand. I like the reverse grip. And then it fits really good in here. The ulti clip is, you can mount it however you want. You can even mount it you can lower these down a little bit and mount it for even deeper carry, but that's pretty deep carry. That allows you to get it out inside the waistband, do it like so. So it's a really nice little knife. Billy was kind enough to hook me up with this so I could show it to you. So let's get to the science part of this, because you know I like me some science. I like to do the internationally recognized sharpness test on all knives, the redneck sharp test. So let's just see how the Ringwraith fares in that one. And we're just gonna put testing medium out here and get busy. Let's see. Well, alrighty. Well, I gotta say, it's did not excel in the redneck sharp test. It didn't shave anything. So we're gonna have to give it a failing grade on the redneck sharp test. Let's see how well it can carve some actual wood now. You know what? It's a fixed blade knife, so let's see if we can split this out a little bit here and get us some more dry wood there. You want to? The problem I'm having right now is my stump top is coming completely rotted, and let's see if we can split us off a piece of this. I'm trying to lean it over here where you can see it, and also I can keep it on some semi-solid wood here. Driving in like a tent stake, man. There we go. All right, well, it ran out on me, so let's try again. I was trying to carve it thin piece and save some of the wood for later, but the heck with that. All right, there we go. There's one of them. So let's see what we got. Here we go. So actually, they're pretty good on the curling there. Those are some tiny little curls, which could be because I'm having to really hold it a little steeper because it's not super sharp, so it's not biting in as deeply into the wood. So it kind of makes it a little easier maybe to do that. However, I will say this: can you see that on my thumb? Yeah, that's the old jimping effect right there. So when you are pushing down, it does kind of leave a little bear there. But again, just to be fair, look, this is not a bushcraft knife. I get it, but I'm trying to maintain the same scientific protocol that I do on every knife, and that's just what I do. So I don't think it's going to scrape very well, but let's just see. Doesn't appear to have much of a scraping edge. Again, not intended for that, not designed for that. I know. Let's just see how well it does some fat wood though. Not really. So, don't really see much point in attempting to use a ferrocerium rod with it, to be honest with you. So, let's see. Let me get my second. This is my second favorite ferrocerium rod, the Exotac Fire Rod XL. I'm not going to try that one because I don't think this thing, if it won't scrape the fat wood, it certainly won't scrape the rod. We'll get my favorite, or one of my favorites. This one happens to be the Cricket favorite, and it's got a little ferro rod in there, and look at that. We like that. We like it a lot. Again, it's not a bushcraft knife, but it is a fixed blade knife, so you know we got to continue the science, right? Okay, well, if you've seen many of these videos, you know that because we're all about the science, we maintain a state-of-the-art cutting-edge testing facility here at our worldwide headquarters, and obviously one of the tests I like to do is test the aerodynamic balance using the balance orientation and rotation device. And since it's a fixed blade, we're going to do that and see how it goes. Honestly, I'm not that great at testing the lighter weight knives, and this ring back here might interfere with that. Again, that's not what this knife is for. This knife is basically, in my opinion, the reason I thought this was so cool is, well, we'll talk about that later. Let's get to the science. You want to? Got to maintain proper scientific methodology at all times. Whoop, 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 whoop. By the way, you notice the English ivy that's kind of taken over the outdoor testing facility here? You think I should, let me know in the comments below, do you think I should get the old flamethrower out and see if we can do something about that? Whoop. Okay. Got to get my calibration right. I'm gonna get a little closer to you. I did have a shower, don't worry. Ooh. Ah, finally. Barely. Should we give it one more try? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Ooh, by golly, that one whacked. And it looks to me like I might need to do a little tightening on that. Let's see. All right, that one's safe. All righty, well, that is the scientific testing protocol for this Yellow Rose Forge Ringwraith. Say that fast 3 times, Ringwraith. And just to kind of wrap this up, as you're probably not surprised, I like this knife a lot. Even though I wish it had a better edge on it, I can put an edge on it. It's not that big a deal. It's sharp enough to work. Actually, what I've seen in a lot of knives designed for tactical use, we'll say, is they really don't have that really super sharp shaving edge in many cases. I'm not saying that's the case with this. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that's what my experience has been testing and reviewing knives. Because and maybe that's just because the sharper the edge is, the more delicate it is. And maybe it's just because it's just considered not necessary. But what it does have is a by golly pointy point. So I just like it. It's a perfect little EDC size knife. You can hold it like that. You can hold it like that. I like the ring. It makes it really easy to get out of a concealed low profile carry position, and which would be, you could put it right here in the inside the waistband, just reach down, you got it out, and then you've got, if you need to do that. So anyway, that's it. Yellow Rose Forge Ringwraith. Thanks to Billy at Yellow Rose Forge for hooking me up with this, and thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.